Hi everyone, I'm back with a brand new video this morning. As you know, I like to combine multiple products together in these short videos. Today what I'm going to do is continue with the CyberFlood DDoS methodology, where we're going to be using port 1 to simulate HTTP traffic as well as send DDoS traffic to port 2. The CyberFlood methodology, for it to pass, it needs the HTTP traffic to go through, but the DDoS traffic is going to need to be rate limited. So I'm going to use the Attero Network Emulator to simulate that, the HTTP traffic going through, but rate limiting the DDoS traffic. We're going to also use iTest to control CyberFlood as well as the Attero Network Emulator. This is the CyberFlood dashboard. As you can see, there are no running tests. I'm going to use iTest to control CyberFlood through the CyberFlood REST API. It's also going to control Attero through the Attero TCL API. We're going to go to iTest Activities View and click on Develop a Test Case. When I select the test case that I created earlier, it's going to open up the test case, and it's also going to open up its associated topology. I'm going to then click on Execute a Test Case, and we're going to edit this test case before we run it. So in this test case, what we're doing is we're going to open up a session to CyberFlood, and we're also going to open a session to the Attero. So you can see from the top of this in line 1, it's going to open up a session to CyberFlood, and then in line 2, it's going to open a session to Attero. From then, we're going to do a few commands to set the Attero to default to clear out any old configs. We're going to set it to its 10 gig SFP interface, and then we're going to import a flow filter that is going to filter on DNS UDP frames that are using UDP port 53. The policer is going to limit the traffic that matches the flow filter to 250 megabits per second. So it's going to limit the DNS traffic, but it's not going to limit the HTTP traffic. What I'm also going to do is add in some round trip delay to simulate a WAN link. As you can see here, I have all of the options available to me that are available through the Attero user interface, but I can do it automated here with iTest. So I'm going to choose the set delay round trip quick call, and it automatically comes up with a default of 1 millisecond, but I can change that to 20 milliseconds here. We are now ready to save and start the test case. When we start the iTest test case, it's going to open a REST session to CyberFlood and a TCL session to Attero. I programmed it to reset the Attero, select the 10 gig interface, and then apply the configuration. It's going to do a policer on the UDP traffic, but since the HTTP traffic does not match the UDP filter, the HTTP traffic is only going to be subjected to the delay. The iTest execution messages on the left show that the CyberFlood test also started. It shows the test ID, the test type, the QID, and it's also starting to show periodic test status messages. Right now, it's in the waiting state. It transferred to the running state, so then it's showing us more stats about the client transmit and receive bandwidth. In the CyberFlood dashboard, we can now see that the test is running. We can view this test or any other test by any other user by clicking on View Live Test. This view is going to show us all of the attack traffic as well as the HTTP traffic and the test status. The test is going to begin by starting the 1 gigabits per second of HTTP traffic, and then it's going to start sending the 9 gigabits per second of DDoS traffic. As you can see, we're at 225 megabits per second on the way up to 1 gigabit per second. In the HTTP time to SYNAC stat, we can see that it's showing 20 milliseconds. That's because we added 20 milliseconds of round-trip delay with the Attero Network Emulator. It looks like the HTTP traffic has finally gotten up to 1 gigabits per second, so now we can look to see what's happening with the attack traffic. CyberFlood is sending 9 gigabits per second of attack traffic, but the Attero Policer is limiting the attack traffic to 250 megabits per second. The test is almost done, so it's about to start ramping down. iTest is still periodically polling CyberFlood to find out the test status. When CyberFlood reports to iTest that the test status has changed to finished, iTest is going to do a check on the score of the test case. We set the pass-fail analysis to pass the test if the score is 100, but fail the test if it's less than 100. As you can see from the test messages, the score is equal to 100, so the test is passed. iTest is now going to disconnect from Attero and disconnect from CyberFlood. We can now view the test report and download the logs. The live report shows everything that happened in the test and also allows us to print the PDF. If we want to download the logs, we can download the logs to a zip file. From there are lots of debug information as well as packet captures. I am going to show you the HTTP and the DNS packet captures. This file just shows the HTTP captures, and the next file will show the DNS traffic. That is it for today's video. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.